this guy is so good, I had to hold him over, Wayne Allyn Root. And, Wayne, you were getting into the Middle East, which is on fire. And, of course, your friends that the New York Times believes is going to be like a Jeffersonian democracy that arises all over the Middle East. And this is great. Give me your view on what's happening and what Obama's not doing.
Yeah, well, number one, the entire American economy, whether you're heating your house, whether you're putting gas in your car, whether you're buying things at the store, the food that you need to survive, it's all shipped in via truck that eats up tons of gas. The entire American economy depends on oil. And how anyone could be so careless or so vicious, so hateful of America and wanting to destroy the economy, or just so careless and willing to risk all of our futures and all of our lives and all of our businesses and all of our ability to drive and our ability to heat our homes, I don't know how it's even possible. But Barack Obama doesn't care that the Middle East is burning and Iranian warships are running through the Suez Canal and Libya is rebels are in charge of these oil wells and everything's going bad at once. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Obama won't let us drill one single well in the United States, offshore, onshore. It doesn't matter. He doesn't want it to happen. Either he is purposely trying to destroy the economy, which has been my contention from day one, so that everyone is brought to their knees and they say, government save me, as if government is Jesus Christ and God rolled into one. That's what he wants. He is a Marxist. That's what he's looking for. Or there is some remote chance he really is just completely incompetent, doesn't know what he's doing, has no business experience, doesn't understand the complexity of running the country and the economy, and maybe, just maybe, he's not necessarily a Marxist, but he's so liberal and believes so strongly in global warming and the environmental causes that he wants gas to go to $5, $8, $10, because he says in the long haul, the ends justify the means.
And then he's going to blame Wall Street that funds him. He's going to blame manipulators. He's going to blame Halliburton. He's going to blame Bush and Cheney. He's going to blame everyone but himself. And he bars any drilling. In fact, the federal judge last week ordered the EPA to issue permits, and he's taken that federal judge up to the Fifth Circuit to stop the federal court from allowing any more drilling in the Gulf of Mexico when oil is $115 a barrel. And he thinks all over the Middle East there's going to be 250 million Democrats showing up at the polls with purple thumbs voting for Jeffersonian Democrats. Don't you see Muslim extremism much more likely than participatory democracies in the Middle East?
Yeah, listen, I'm a hopeful guy. I mean, I'm not just a conservative. I'm a libertarian conservative. I believe in democracy. I think it would be wonderful if democracy is breaking out. I'm always rooting
that'd be
for
great.
Democracy. But the reality is I'm a cynic, too. I think you got to be in life, not a positive thinker, but a positive cynic. You got to always hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. And you're crazy if you're not preparing. You can hope that it's all going to be democracy in the Middle East, but you got to be crazy if you're not preparing as President of the United States or the National Security Director and all the Central Intelligence and the generals of this country have got to have a plan in case the entire Middle East turns into one big Muslim caliphate. And that's probably where it's going. I don't believe in my heart of hearts it's going to end up that this was all about freedom. I believe the Muslim Brotherhood is going to take over in Egypt. I think there's a great chance of that, I'm sorry to say. And for those who say, oh, well, wasn't it the head of Obama's CIA that said in front of Congress a month ago that the Muslim Brotherhood is a moderate organization that poses no threat? They're an organization that supported Nazis in World War II. They're an organization that says now they want to do it peacefully, but they still want the entire world to be under Muslim control, and they believe very strongly in the idea that if you are not a Muslim and won't subject yourself to the rules of Muslim and Islam and Muhammad, then you are basically someone who deserves to be, what does the Quran say, enslaved? Or murdered, or converted. Those are your choices.
I'm watching William Daley this morning on the Sunday morning talk shows. Not even a question was asked to him about banning drilling for natural gas all over the country because of lawsuits, environmental concerns, and EPA permits. Shell Oil quit looking for oil in the Arctic Circle. They had a 26-month process of trying to get a permit. They finally gave up and said, we can't even get to the first base when getting a permit to drill. He bars 10,000 oil platforms in the Gulf of Mexico from finding or drilling for any more oil. No drilling off the coast of Florida out on the Atlantic shelf. And the media makes no connection between those events and the price of oil. It drives me crazy, Wayne Allyn Root. I don't get it.
It's the biggest issue in America today, and I'll repeat again. Let me tell you a very quick story that shocked me last week. You know, for some reason I got it in my head because Obama has always said his favorite book of all time, and the one that everyone agrees he's built his whole life on, is Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky. Everyone knows that. It's common knowledge. Obama has talked about it. He even attended a school for Saul Alinsky, literally to teach people how to be community organizers. So I went to Google, and I clicked on Rules for Radicals, and it sent me to Wikipedia's story about what Rules for Radicals is all about, because I never read the book. And in that Wikipedia write-up, it says Rules for Radicals. The book itself, at the front of it, is dedicated to the greatest radical ever known to man, who rebelled against the establishment and did it so effectively, he won his own kingdom, Lucifer. And I said, wait a minute, even I do not believe that that book could be dedicated to Lucifer. You're telling me Obama's favorite book is dedicated to the devil? This can't be. So I thought, let me go research it. So I went out to the library, and I got a copy of Rules for Radicals, and there on page 1 is the quote by Saul Alinsky, and the quote is exactly as I just read it. The book is dedicated to the first radical known to man who rebelled against the establishment. I'm reading it, and I talked to you, and did it so effectively he won his own kingdom, Lucifer. Ladies and gentlemen, people are not exaggerating. This isn't a conspiracy theory. I'm reading you the quote on the book that Obama's based his life on. The man he studied under, Saul Alinsky, was dedicating his book to the devil.
So you're telling
out there is Christian, is Jewish, is religious, is spiritual, and loves America, loves God. Aren't you sickened by hearing things like
Well,
this?
he's a contrived Christian. I think he's a secular humanist. Maybe he's not a secular humanist. Maybe he's a follower of the devil.
Well, whatever he is, I'm a libertarian. In my party, there are some atheists. That's fine. I believe in live
I
and let
agree.
live.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine. I don't care what you believe in. As long as you love America and you want the best for America and you believe in capitalism, you can be my friend. I'm a God guy. Maybe you're not. That's fine. But you can't be a Lucifer worshiper. My gosh. Is this what America's come to? He's not a leading politician. He's the president of the United States and the leader of the free world, and his favorite book is dedicated to the devil.
Well, Wayne Allyn Root, I don't know what to say other than we are in deep trouble.
We're in deep
trouble.
But guys like you and I, you know what? If you're a great American, you got to fight and be tenacious and be relentless to our last breath. Bill, you and I and millions like us, patriots, can and will stop him. We've got to for our family's future.
And you got to buy gold.
And you got to buy gold and silver. I've been saying that for a long time. And you got to go to my website, too. Get in one plug, rootforamerica.com. My book is The Conscience of a Libertarian.
Well, Wayne Allyn Root, you're the best, and we got to do it again, but...